Hello, I'm Jason Sloss. It's 11 o'clock. Time for news.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader, live in high definition. This is News Channel 3 at 11.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
The house is coming down.
Shaking in the Southland, a swarm of earthquakes near the Salton Sea in Imperial County, rattling residents all day long. And it's not over yet. A magnitude 5.1 quake hit around 9:45 tonight near Brawley. This is what it looked like on our Seismo 3. Thanks for joining us. We're staying on top of this developing story, a swarm of earthquakes and shaking that's been felt around the Coachella Valley all the way to San Diego and Orange counties. The activity is centered south of the Salton Sea around the small farm town of Brawley. The biggest shaker so far, a 5.5 magnitude quake just before 2 this afternoon. Seismologists are calling it a classic Brawley swarm that hasn't been seen since the 1970s. This animated video from Caltech showing the seismic waves going away from the fault rupture. The quakes began at sunrise and a magnitude 5.3 quake hit just after 12:30, followed by a 4.9 2 minutes later. A Brawley resident shot this video from inside his home as the ground shook, knocking items off shelves and bookcases. The quakes also knocked out power to 2,500 customers around Brawley. 20 mobile homes were knocked off their foundations. County officials say those families are now out of their homes. But the good news, no reports of anyone seriously hurt. Again, seismologists are referring to this as a Brawley swarm, meaning there is no one main earthquake with aftershocks, rather a series of tremors, sometimes hundreds. Earlier, we spoke with Dr. Lucille Jones with the USGS, who told us it's unlikely the swarm would set off an event here in the Coachella Valley.
We've never seen a Brawley swarm trigger an earthquake on any of the big faults around. The San Andreas, of course, is the one that you worry about in the Coachella Valley. And this is far enough away from the San Andreas. We wouldn't expect to see activity like that.
JFK Hospital in Indio has a few more patients tonight after Pioneers Memorial Hospital in Brawley evacuated those patients because of sporadic power outages. JFK accepted 3 ICU patients and 1 surgical patient. The first helicopter arriving around 5:15 this evening. JFK is working on additional staffing in case more patients need to be transferred.
We don't embrace disasters by any means, but what we do a lot to prepare. And for us, it's really a matter of making sure that we can accommodate anything we can.
Hospital officials in Brawley say they had some items and equipment tossed around, but no major damage there. Eisenhower Medical Center in Rancho Mirage also said it was prepared to accept patients if necessary. These quakes are more proof we live in earthquake country. The USGS says at least 30 of the quakes near Brawley registered above a magnitude 3.5.
We're going to continue to monitor the situation. The type of activity that we're seeing it's possible that this will continue on for a number of hours, even several days. This has happened in the past. We don't necessarily expect larger events, but that certainly is a possibility at this time.
We've been getting pictures from Brawley through social media. This one posted on our Facebook page by resident John Abarca showing a porch that collapsed in his neighborhood. And there's damage reported for at least 3 businesses on Main Street in Brawley. This one showing a furniture store with broken windows. Remember, when you see breaking news, call Newsline 3 at 760-773-3333, or you can go to KESQ.com and click on Newsline 3. A fallen hero remembered and honored. The body of soldier Suresh Kraus came home today. The Cathedral City High School grad was killed in action in Afghanistan a little more than a week ago. News Channel 3's Bianca Ray covered a ceremony to pay tribute to Kraus this morning.
Suresh is someone who just lights up a room, just incredible energy, someone who's passionate about life, about people, and just a very driven, charismatic kid.
29-year-old Army Chief Warrant Officer Suresh Kraus always knew what he wanted to do with his life.
From day one, it was always, I want to be a pilot. It was Uncle Brody, I'm going to be a pilot one day.
Kraus died when the UH-60 Black Hawk he was in was shot down in Afghanistan. Family and loved ones gathered at Signature Aviation at the Palm Springs Airport as Kraus's body arrived back home in a private jet. Patriot Guards paid tribute to the fallen hero before escorting his body to Forest Lawn.
During the Vietnam era, a lot of our service members were disrespected when they came back. And for many years that went on. Patriot Guard that started in around early part of 2005. We will make sure that that does not happen again.
Seeing Krause's casket, almost too much for family members to bear. Krause made the ultimate sacrifice for his country, and his uncle says such selfless acts are characteristic of his nephew.
He was offered a lieutenant's position from the U.S. Army, but opted to enlist to just build credibility and see what it was like from day one to go through, what any soldier would go through.
He's the second serviceman from Cathedral City killed in the line of duty and the fifth local serviceman killed since the September 11th attacks.
What it just sends into our youth here in the Valley is that serving is noble and honorable.
Though his life was cut short, Suresh's uncle finds peace in everything his nephew has done.
Talk about being a pilot, that was his dream, and so he accomplished that.
Bianca Ray, News Channel 3, Palm Springs.
Krause's body will be laid to rest Thursday morning at Forest Lawn in Cathedral City. A service with full military honors will follow at Desert Memorial Park. Let's get a quick look at our weather. Not a bad night out there. Meteorologist Rob Bradley's here with some numbers. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Jason. Yeah, numbers in just a second. First, let's take a look at the skies. What happened today? Mostly clear here in Southern California. All the rain and shower activity sticking further out into eastern Arizona. It's going to slowly creep back over here in the middle of the week. I'll let you know when in just a little bit. 88 degrees outside right now. Dew points at 48 degrees. That's a better number than what we've been seeing the last couple of days. And west-northwesterly winds still at 9 miles an hour. They're going to be keeping us feeling nice and cool overnight. Those lows should be getting down to where we should be seeing them. The temperatures will be on the rise this week, though, at least for the middle of the week. We'll see a return of that moisture, too. It's going to bring in a chance of storms as well. I'll let you know all the details about that in my full forecast in just a little bit. Jason.
Thanks, Rob. Folks in Mississippi and Louisiana are preparing for the worst as Tropical Storm Isaac barrels toward the Gulf Coast. More than 50,000 residents in southeast Louisiana have been told to get out ahead of the storm. As Karen Travers reports, the latest forecasts predict Isaac could hit Louisiana on the 7th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
As Isaac barrels its way into the Gulf of Mexico, South Florida has hunkered down.
It could be nothing, but then it could be a lot.
Isaac ripped across Key West today. Heavy rains caused some flooding, but now the storm is expected to pick up steam. And when it hits the Gulf Coast, it could be a Category 2 hurricane.
All along the coast of Florida, we're worried about storm surge, wind, rain, and tornadoes.
The storm's path has been fickle. It's now tracking westward, expected to make landfall somewhere along the Gulf Coast. Just days before the 7th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, the city of New Orleans is on edge. Drivers have already lined up for gas. Residents are buying plywood. The city has declared a state of emergency, and officials are warning, be ready for anything.
We're certainly encouraging all of our people to stay alert, to monitor local weather conditions in their area, to follow what local officials are telling them.
The change in track means Tampa will be spared the worst of Isaac's wrath. Strong winds and over a ½ foot of rain are in the forecast, and city officials are concerned about flooding. Republican officials have scaled back the convention from 4 days to 3, but that hasn't dampened the enthusiasm among the delegates who've been arriving all weekend prepared for any weather.
Got my raincoat on, and so I'm ready for some weather.
Schools here in the Tampa area are closed on Monday, with officials worried about high winds and heavy rains. The Republican convention will gavel in for just 5 minutes tomorrow, only a formality to officially kick things off. Karen Travers, ABC News, Tampa, Florida.
Back here in the desert, a 5-year-old boy is in stable condition tonight after nearly drowning in a community swimming pool in the 77,000 block of California Drive in Palm Desert. Just after 2 this afternoon, the child was found not breathing. A family member administered first aid, and the child began breathing on his own, then was taken to the hospital. Police are investigating a cluster of vehicle burglaries in Cathedral City last night. Police found 5 vehicles with smashed windows on East Palm Canyon near the Mary Pickford Theater around 9 o'clock. Some victims say they had items stolen. Police did not find any suspects. Investigators say there have been a number of car burglaries in the area over the past few weeks. Also in Cathedral City, a hit-and-run rollover crash that has police looking for 3 suspects. It happened just before midnight at the intersection of Ramon and Avenida La Gaviota. Police say this red Nissan slammed into a parked car, then flipped over in the road. Witnesses said they saw 3 males run from the car. Open alcohol containers were also found at the scene. Police went to the home of the registered owner, 19-year-old Jose Ruiz. His mother told officers the car was stolen, but police say evidence did not back up that story. Police interviewed Ruiz, believing he was the driver, but did not have enough evidence to hold him. The investigation continues. A Banning man is dead after being hit by a car last night. It happened just before 9 on the 5000 block of West Wilson Street. The car hit 2 pedestrians, including 81-year-old Roy Azernoff, who died at the scene. The other pedestrian had minor injuries. No word on whether alcohol or drugs were a factor. That crash is under investigation. A woman is facing DUI charges after crashing her car into a tree in Rancho Mirage this morning. It happened just before 3 a.m. near the intersection of Highway 111 and Country Club. Police say the driver, 29-year-old Lacey Husky of Palm Springs, hit the curb line, lost control of the car, went off the road and hit the tree. No one was hurt. Police arrested Husky and booked her into the county jail in Indio. A deadly plane crash near Tahoe. Next on News Channel 3, witnesses describe what they saw as the plane went down. Plus, if you haven't already noticed, you may soon see your grocery bills go up. How drought conditions are making that happen. You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. Several people are dead after a plane crash in Northern California. A single-engine plane went down just after takeoff from the South Lake Tahoe Airport last night. The El Dorado County Sheriff's Department says the plane burst into flames and started a 1-acre fire that took more than 90 minutes to put out. Most of the wreckage caught fire, making it difficult to identify the plane and victims.
We're going to secure the scene for tonight. FAA has been notified. We're going to meet with them in the morning and have investigators search the scene when daylight comes so we can try to get some identifying information on the plane and maybe any people that were on board.
Witnesses say the plane appeared to have engine problems as it dipped downward while attempting to turn. A dispatcher says the plane's owner was flying to Lake Tahoe with his wife, his 7-year-old daughter, and 2 friends. The nation's drought is going to have a big impact on your grocery bill. The USDA says food prices could jump at least 3% next year. That means you could pay up to $250 more to feed your family. Brandon Ritteman breaks down the numbers.
We begin in the produce section. Anything that's harder to grow in a drought could end up costing more, but there's one item that's going to cause a lot more trouble than the rest: the humble ear of corn.
Corn, as we see, has been hardest hit from the drought.
This year's corn crop is coming in about 1/3 short of what's expected, and you should care even if you never buy an ear of corn to cook.
Most people walk right by it when they're in the produce section, but this is king of your grocery store, and you can find it as an ingredient on every single aisle.
To prove it, I pushed a cart down all the aisles and chose an item from each. We love our corn in America. The latest forecast from the USDA predicts overall food prices will go up 3 to 4% next year, and corn is one main reason. To the average American, it means $250 more next year if you buy the same things. Dairy products will cost more because the animals eat, you guessed it, corn. Corn is partly to blame for an expected jump in beef prices. Prices forecast to go up 4 to 5%. And if raising the price of your roast beef sandwich wasn't enough, corn could also mess with the cost of fueling your car. Federal rules require about 1/3 of U.S. corn to be made into ethanol to be used as a component of gasoline.
Corn prices were a lot lower, and their thinking was there was a lot more efficiency with corn.
But with corn getting more expensive, there's a growing call for the Obama administration to waive the federal rule this year. The only good news, higher priced corn doesn't guarantee you'll pay more for gas.
Because you've got sort of world supply and demand.
As for the food, you can stock up now to cushion the blow, but this corn crop is likely to hit food prices for at least the next year.
Long term, most of us don't have big freezers like that.
Which means for most of us, it could just make next year's household budget a little bit tighter.
And that was Brandon Ritteman reporting. Up next on News Channel 3, Rob's back with your full First Alert forecast. He's got a preview now.
About average temperatures today again here in the Coachella Valley, and good news is the dew points were on the way down, so it felt quite a bit drier outside. Low of 76 degrees last night. That's nice. It's going to make your pools a little bit cooler at night. I'll let you know, though, where the heat's going to come back and how much moisture we're going to have. Remember, you get your weather online anytime. KESQ.com.
Now, First Alert Weather with Rob Bradley.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. The nice drier air that gave us a little break this end of the week and into the beginning of your week as well. 88 degrees right now, 48 degrees the dew point. Those dew points are going to stay down for your Monday, but then we're going to see some changes coming up for your Tuesday and on into the middle of your work week. But right now, temperatures still sitting in the upper 80s right now. Palm Springs at 88, Thermal at 89, Imperial getting down there, 83 degrees, and the dew points are getting down there as well. They are starting to climb back up for your nighttime, but they're still low enough for us. 48 degrees here in Palm Springs, 50 down in Imperial, 23 up in 29 Palms. They're the driest spot in the region right now, and they're feeling it. Only feels like 78 degrees in 29 Palms. Feels like 85 here. Feeling like 81 down in Imperial, so that's nice. Lows should get down into the 70s again tonight. Some light northwesterly flow still coming in here. That's going to keep drying us out for your day on Monday, but then we're going to start to see a return of this southerly flow. The high pressure's going to build back in. We'll have higher temperatures and more moisture for you for the middle of your week, so you can expect some showers over the high deserts and mountains on to Wednesday and Thursday. Your Microcast forecast for tomorrow, pushing the rain and shower activity a little bit further east. It's not going to quite get here on into early Tuesday. Expect those changes coming later on Tuesday on into Wednesday. Your dew point forecast showing that climb up in moisture, not as bad as what we saw last week, only in the mid-50s by Wednesday and Thursday. The weekend, another break coming up for your weekend for your dew points and your temperatures. 78 degrees tonight, clear and calm conditions. Feeling a little bit cooler thanks to the drier air out there. And your day planner for tomorrow, looking okay. 100 degrees by noon, clear skies, and 106 light northwesterly winds by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Your temperatures for tomorrow just a little bit above average. 110 degrees in Coachella, Palm Desert 108. That's getting up there a little bit as well. Indio 110 degrees tomorrow. Palm Springs 107. The Tram only 76 degrees tomorrow. The Banning Pass staying under the 100-degree mark in most places. 96 in Banning in your next 7 days here. The next day or two should be okay, but then the middle of the week we're going to start to see a return of some moisture. The next weekend's looking okay, so that's something to look forward to.
Still a bit of summer to go.
Almost out of it.
Deal with it a little while longer.
Get through up to August and September, and then we're in the clear.
There you go. All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, we've been following earthquakes hitting the Southland all day today. Now there's breaking news out of Central America. A magnitude 7.4 earthquake striking off the coast of El Salvador. So far, no reports of damage or injuries. A tsunami warning is now in effect for El Salvador, Costa Rica, Mexico, and a number of other countries in that region. Sports is straight ahead. The Dodgers' new additions try to lead the team to a series sweep, plus another Sunday to forget for Tiger Woods. You're watching the Desert's News Leader.
Now, the best local sports show with Greg Lee.
Good Sunday evening to you sports fans. The good news keeps on coming for the LA Dodgers. Just a day after completing the biggest trade in team history, they announced the return of an icon to their broadcasting booth.
Number he wore in San Diego. He drives one into deep right field, right down the line in the corner. 3-run home run.
Vin Scully made the call on Adrian Gonzalez's first at-bat with the Blue, adding another celebrated moment to his legendary broadcasting career. The 84-year-old announced he will return in 2013 for an unprecedented 64th season. The big moves from the new ownership certainly playing a role in Scully's decision. He said, they want to win, and they want to win now. So I want to hold with two hands and see how far they're going to take this ball club. Surely a lot of happy Dodger fans out there. Could be happier if the Blues sweep the Marlins. Adrian Gonzalez coming through again for his new team. Bloops an RBI single to left. Scores another new addition, Nick Punto, 1-0 Dodgers. Marlins bring the big bats in the fifth. Rob Brantley deep to right center field. 2-run home run. Miami up 3-1. Back to Punto. Check out the defense. A great diving stop and scoops to second for the out. That's a bright spot, but the Dodgers fall to Miami 6-2. The final. Rubber match for the Angels and Tigers. Halos trying to preserve a 1-0 lead. Looks like Omar Infante is going yard. Vernon Wells says, not today. Here's another look on this amazing grab. Nice job there. But the Angels struggled to get the bats going against Max Scherzer. Made a lot of people miss. Struck out 9 in 7 innings of work. Bottom 6, Prince Fielder reminds everyone why he's a 2-time home run derby champ. Just crushes one to right. Tigers up 2 runs. Angels fall Detroit 5-2. Your final. Some future major leaguers hit the diamond in Williamsport one more time. The Little League World Series Championship features a team from Tennessee repping the U.S. and Japan.
Osaka could win it with a swing. This ball center field and deep. Has he done it? He did. It's over the wall.
This one, all Japan, courtesy of Noriatsu Osaka. The 12-year-old slugger hit 3 home runs, including the one early that ended the game early. Japan beats the U.S. 12-2 and wins their 8th Little League World Series title.
Bradley Smith, nice shot. He's going to bring in a few more.
In the consolation game, Bradley Smith and the boys from Petaluma, California locked up 3rd place in the tournament. The West Coasters lost the Thriller to Tennessee to miss their shot at a title. Nonetheless, an impressive tournament from the boys from NorCal. They beat Panama 12-4. Let's take it to the links. Final round from the Barclays in Farmingdale, New York. Tiger Woods 6 strokes back. Needs a big Sunday effort. Well, maybe not this time, bro. Short bogey putt on 12 goes wanting. Finished tied for 38th. Overnight leader Sergio Garcia struggled in the final round. Bunker shot on 8. Too much time in the gym. Dribbles way past the hole. He would bogey there. Same hole, Nick Watney takes advantage of Garcia's bad luck. Look at him read this break perfectly. Slow rolls this in for birdie and takes the lead. And more problems from Serge. Par putt rims out on him. Another bogey. Watney stays solid, drains this 10-footer on 18 to secure the win and the top spot in the FedEx Cup playoffs. Ladies' turn, final round of the Canadian Open. 15-year-old South Korean Lydia Ko trying to make history. Did work with the putter, hits her 4th birdie in a row at 13, then showing off some of the wedge play from the youngster. Drops this beautiful shot close on 17. She can't even drive yet, but Ko wins by 3 strokes, becomes the youngest winner in LPGA history. Previous record was 16. Speaking of teenage stars, Friday Night Lights return to the best local sports show. Several teams kicked off the season in week 0, including Desert Hot Springs. A impressive defensive performance. That's just one storyline. To see them all, go to our website. Just click on sports. That's it for Sports Tonight. You're watching KESQ, the Desert's news leader.
All right, still hot out there.
Yeah, it's still hot, but, you know, it's been feeling better this weekend. The dew points have been down. The humidity got under 10% for the first time in about a month today, so that's better. Monday and Tuesday looking dry. Middle of your week, not so much, but the weekend is looking better after that.
More humidity.
Thank goodness it's coming back. I missed it.
There you go. What'd you miss?
The humidity. I miss sweating.
Kick on for a day.
It's nuts. Good night.